Here we go.
And we're back.
All right. So last time we found a nest at the top of this tower, or at least the remains of one, very, very old, and Harold appears in the middle of it. The two glows from the blade show up, and they all kind of gather together. Bastion puts the book down there, the special ice clericy book, and a spectral rock appeared, settled on the book, started swirling snow everywhere, started breaking ice, and we hear...
The bird, that is. I just heard it, and it's like a big rock, and I'm like, boulder?
Yeah. Yeah.
Big ol' ice cube.
Mm-hmm. At this point. Anyhow, the giant woke up, bellowed for an ice witch. He was kind of blind and confused, so we just kind of... We harried him, we gave him trouble. The ghosts helped. He did try to escape at a point, but that didn't work, and we blinded him all over again, because the initial blindness was just a Muzzy coming out of ice sleep for 1,000 years blindness. He fell over, got covered in frost, and that's where we left off.
Alrighty. Yeah, so I guess we'll pick right back up with Killian's blade impaling him through the chest as his body slams to the ground. Oh shoot. Hold on 1 sec. There we go. Okay. Slams to the ground and immediately begins to freeze in place to the ground. You see the last bits of fight in him as he tries to move and get up, but his injuries are too much. Eventually he falls limp.
Killian gives an extra twist to the sword.
There's a nice little crunch to it. It's very satisfying.
I can't even judge of that one. I'll make sure the fuck is dead too.
You turn around to see the spirits. Only Olaf and Bjorn remain, but after a very short time, you see the forms of Harold and Ragnar kind of reform next to their companions. They look at each other, one after the other. Ragnar steps forward to you, Killian. He nods to you, and you see all of them begin to glow. The natural spectral form just glow a brighter blue as their collective spirits all enter into your blade. So you can go ahead and bump that up to a +2.
Ooh. Okay.
As your sword is empowered now with the ancient kings.
AKA haunted.
Well, it's a word for it.
But technically...
Yeah.
Technically,
good
it is
haunting.
the word for it. It's very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Is it haunted if you asked for them to join you, or is it just,
Probably.
living
Yeah.
rent free?
It's a ghost bus.
You invite a ghost in, it's still haunting.
Ghost apartment, if you would.
I wouldn't. So Bastion kind of looks at the fallen giant and just like, so your whole bone marrow soup gave me an idea. Anyone want to help me? I just want the other leg, just like the femur.
Bastion,
I'll take
giants
the
aren't humanoids, but I'm pretty sure that comes unsettlingly close to cannibalism.
Oh, not to eat them. Just to be clear, I want the leg to turn into a weapon, or maybe the arm, clavicle. Maybe I can take the sternum and turn it into
If
a
you can
shield.
get through that ice that you're so famous for getting through previously, go for it.
He's not encased in that kind of ice. It's just like
Okay,
a
he's just
gentle
frosted up.
layer. Yeah.
Well, Bastion will pull out the giant skeleton scimitar that he took earlier. Fucking try it. Kind of looks at me. It's like, want to help me with a quick heat metal there?
Are you sure?
Worth a shot.
How
Might as
are
well
you going to
throw-
hold on to it?
Oh, he's basically gonna do it just to get through the outer layer. Like a quick cut around.
Okay.
Here we go.
So hold on, let me make 2 con saves. There's the first one. Oh, sorry, not advantage. Same thing. Enough to make it so. And the second one. Once I take off advantage. Come on. Come on. It'll roll eventually.
Don't
I
you have
swear.
any Smith's gloves to make this not a problem?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, so I drop it at the second part, but that's around the ankle, so it's a bit easier. And I'm resistant to fire damage, so
After a hilarious display of you being unable to hold it.
Yep.
Just lean over to Killian. Should we offer to help?
Nah.
Yeah, I agree.
You can begin to hack away at the leg. It's going to take some time.
oh yeah, once I get to like the actual bone being visible, he'll just basically take the Great Maul and just crack it on both ends and take the whole big hunk.
Yeah. Are you gonna like clean off the leg, or are you gonna just take?
With time. For now his priority is getting it mobile.
Yeah. Okay. Over the course of probably 10 minutes at least, to cut through this leg, you can crack the bone and pull the leg completely off. The stump kind of still oozes a bit of frost giant blood,
Killian's standing there
to
with
say the
Lena.
least.
Killian's
1
standing-
minute in. 1 minute in. Lena turns to Killian and goes, "Alright, he's gonna be at this a while. Do you want to go check out those other rooms?"
Yeah, sure. I don't get it though. Like, the fun is swinging at something that's like moving and trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's probably some sort of, I don't know, bone weapons. It makes some kind of sense.
I guess.
At the very
Alright, so
least, handles.
going to go exploring.
A little bit, yeah. Poke around.
Okay.
Do we need the map? Like-
I have it for my reference.
Oh, he's
I
just
Okay.
looking
give you
at the
something
notes he
else
has for it.
Oh, okay. So, like, there were all these rooms down here. Let's take a look in
Yes.
those.
Okay, so you went to the north only.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
take a look in this one.
Alrighty. So,
Where-
you go to
Let's see.
open the door, and it is cold and doesn't budge.
Outside and frozen shut, maybe? That doesn't make sense. It's right in line with the ones above.
I mean, there was a bit of leaking in the other room. Maybe it just happens to be there.
Maybe.
Worth a
You
kick.
know what? Maybe. Let's go ahead and do a circle and see if any open up more easily. If it's all of them, then we'll pick one to kick in. I'm
Alrighty.
just wondering if it's the entire side. So, this one up here?
You get up to it. The zoom in, grab this. The door is not as stuck in place, and you're easily able to get it open. You enter into what was probably once a sort of mess hall.
Joe's
Mostly
eyes light up a
broken
little.
tables, mostly broken tables and chairs at this point.
Oh, they might have some reserves in the back.
Not in this room.
Not in this room.
Looks at the end. Damn it.
Maybe the frozen one.
You do see kind of ice growing in from one side of the room from the outside.
I'm just gonna walk over to this and just knock on this wall. Some of
Pretty
the walls
sturdy.
were kind of like built in afterwards, right? Pretty thin.
Mm-hmm. This one seems sturdy.
Does it seem thick? Like, is it like thick as cinder blocks, or is it just kind of like the basic stacked stone like this one is?
It seems similar to the outside wall of this room.
Okay, so not too thick.
Not terribly thick.
Yeah. Yes. Well, if there's like 7 feet of ice in front of the door, I'd rather 1 foot of stone.
We'll keep it in mind.
Yep.
We might have to borrow a hammer. Straight across?
Yep.
Straight across.
Let's go see that one.
You open the door. Again, the door is in a very shoddy state. It practically falls off as you open it. And it opens up into what looks like a sort of armory.
Just immediately
Killian like
look back
drags
out at
Lena in,
Killian and
drags Lena in, closes the door behind.
Close the door. Yep. So, Bastion's busy. and
I
will be
I
for the
would
next
like to note
several minutes.
that
Yeah.
Bastion's passive perception is a 19.
It was a single door.
We've been poking doors open one after another for like
I know.
5 minutes.
I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. That's a DM thing.
So yeah, there's all sorts of many rusted over weapons. Some of the bows on the table have long since gave way. The suits of armor are in just as cruddy a shape. If you want to look through them, you can make investigation or perception.
Killing a little perception around. He's just he's looking for anything that might catch his eye in terms of like
No.
I don't know, like old timey Valian significance or anything like that. Like in the way of
Okay.
like if there's any like old probably not museums but like historians that he would be really happy if he brought one of something home.
Okay.
Ah, look at us.
No. Yeah, you're sifting through a bunch of heaps of junk of metal at this point. There is a lot of things here, but
I'll chime in and say, oh, you found a trinket room, and just take a quick look
Let me
around.
get in.
And it's all
Bastion's
crap.
Bastion's eyes go red and you see it in the darkness.
Oh my god! I can't believe it. It's the legendary rusty sword.
Clang, 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 clang.
Let us see if you can hold the door.
Probably
Sure.
too late. Nope, too
has,
late.
It has Ragnar's face on it, and it's just like a rust.
it's just a rust spot.
Might as well
Bastion.
let him in. It's only a pile of old
Old.
weapons.
Refurbished.
You can, yeah. So you get in there. and-
Killian like holds the sword of kings out towards him, and he's like, "Look, buddy, there's nothing worth collecting here. You got a whole fucking giant to take apart. You can leave some Valian shit where it lays, okay?"
I'm not looking to take all of it if you're telling me that would be disrespectful. That being said, I'm only looking to get one leg out of that giant. Maybe a kneecap.
We also have the entire shit ton of gold up north.
Yes, and I'm not looking at this for personal monetary gain. I want to see how these things were made.
You met the guy who can show you how it's made.
No, that's new Valiant steel. I want to see if this is Valiant steel or if it's a differently old forged Valiant cultural steel as opposed to a Valiant steel by title.
He rolls his eyes. It's rusted.
That's why I'm going to take the rust off.
You get
So,
one.
There's so much worthy material here, and I'll clank a sword as it breaks. I know.
I would not be surprised if you did actually happen to snap one of the blades.
Could Bastion take a look to see what would be the most either historically relevant or best made one in here?
Yeah, you could make a check.
Yeah, what kind of check? Smith tools?
Perception. You got to look through all this junk. It's literally piles of weapons and stuff.
All
So
right. I'm just gonna roll twice because I have advantage. Oh, I have that set automatically. Cool. 21.
21.
And-
Okay.
As he's sorting around, I just call after. And when you're done with it, you can give it to an historian.
If I haven't melted it down to something cooler, then sure.
You're not gonna.
There-
Can Biter do a sneaky check just to see if
Oh,
anything
yeah, Biter
catches
can
his
look
little
around. Sure.
kobold
Biter-
eye?
Biter is silently being encouraged to steal whatever he thinks he can get away with.
If it's perception, he's got a -2 on the check. Don't count
Alright.
on much. 5. Poor little buddy.
Wisdom saving throw? Yeah.
It's the same number.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, he just finds metal.
Mhm.
Bastion, there are 2 pieces that stand out to you. They're in much better condition than many of the other blades. One is a short sword, and one is a great axe. Both appear to be of a similar make to Killian's old blade.
Oh, he will take a look at both of them and short sword. And you said great axe.
Yeah, a great axe and a short sword. Valiant
Alright,
steel.
All right. He kind of takes a look at the 2 of them and just like, just out of your curiosity, this is like classical Valiant steel, like the type you're used to. These 2. Do you want them for any sort of arming someone useful, or possibly for yourself to give to someone?
Killian will take a, just give a glance at them.
Yeah, I'll pass him the short sword and kind of look over the great axe, see if I can kind of inspect it a bit better.
Is the sword look like a sword of kings?
No, it's more of the steel quality is the same as your first blade.
Okay,
That you started the campaign with.
gotcha.
Yep.
He kind of turns it and it's like, look, if you want to spruce it up and research it, you can. You're not keeping it. You're not melting it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I could melt Valiant steel. No, but I definitely want to take a look at these. And
Of note, the short sword does have kind of a the hilt. Sorry, words. Are kind of these wings, and there's a little kind of dragon figurehead right at the hilt. So stylized.
Does he recognize it at all?
It's very much in line with the House of the Dragon. The great axe is a stag with the antlers kind of spreading out
God damn
onto
it.
the blade of the axe.
God damn it, not again.
Yeah, he turns it and is like, this probably wouldn't be a bad gift to ease things over with certain houses.
Should we keep them on hand? And worst case scenario, like replace the leather that's probably falling off and clean up the rust.
Yeah, you could easily restore them. Yep.
Nuts.
Yeah, I don't plan to melt it down. Really, just get underneath your skin. But I figure until we give them away to someone, he kind of looks at Biter, just in case.
And shakes his head. We can buy him something later.
Well, until then. Like, if he needs something right now, like, he looks into his backpack full of weapons.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, don't you have like 1,000,001 things?
Yeah, but I don't have a short sword.
You can make one in an afternoon.
Well, technically, I can make 10 in an afternoon.
Spider's got a dagger.
He does.
Look at it. It's a little dagger.
That could kill a man.
Yeah.
That could have pretty good damage.
And short sword. That's well, with a Valiant steel short sword could do some more damage, slightly.
There's
Decent.
There's just a as the dagger flies across the room and hits the target dummy at the bottom and right in the head. It's like, okay.
Fucking shit fighter. You're really good at that.
I mean, I'm guessing these swords at least will give you tetanus if that's.
Look, it's a very effective tool for if you're engaging large armies to have rust-covered weapons. Because if they're unarmed combatants, you can give all of them tetanus for the next battle, and you're really good in the long run. And they can't use your weapons because it's all rusty.
Len
Lose
has
the battle,
wandered
win
off.
the war.
Yeah, basically. Well, even if you win the war, just give this to people you don't care about.
As a player, not remembering, the House of the Dragon is the one that kind of went off on its own, right?
Was that war?
Or is that
Your betrothed is House of the
I
Dragon.
could have
Okay,
sworn
yeah, no, that's-
Dragon was.
okay?
Yeah.
Which was the one that was
Vera.
had the representative that showed up not too recently?
Yeah, the Griffin. They
Griffin.
lived on the chunk of land that's south of Volt,
Yes. Okay.
and they got taken over and went into hiding. Yeah, all that.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I was thinking it was House of the Dragon because it was Volt. That was the main
Right.
string in the head.
I mean, to be fair, historically, the House of the Dragon did also live there way back when, but times
By the way,
change.
Would I be able to get that kneecap too?
Sure. I don't know how you're going to carry all this out, but sure.
I have so much carry weight left.
Okay. If you say so.
I still have 60 pounds of carry weight, so as long as the bones don't weigh more than that.
As long as this dumbass can drag it to the water, we can put it on the boat.
Yeah.
So you enter into the last room down here. The one side of the room looks pretty gross. It's kind of mold covered, all the boxes. Whatever was in these has long since spoiled, and it's just left a mess of fungus and weird growth.
Ugh.
The other side, though, looks like giant casks of something.
Okay, come on,
Huh.
we gotta try it, right?
There's aged, and then there's
Aged.
yeah.
It's
I'm
aged
just
and then
wondering if this is
geriatric.
gonna. I'm just wondering if this is gonna poison any of you guys.
Drug.
Distantly. Technically, all alcohol is poison.
Hey,
Oh, jeez.
we got the same washing machine.
Ah,
Oh, the musical chime.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Killian will grab like a horn from his bag.
okay.
Right.
Are you just gonna go into the big one that's kind of already
Already tapped.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll see how that goes.
Well, hold on.
Yep.
There might be the tap itself might be
It's a bit
cobwebbed
rusty.
or dusty. Let it run out on the floor just a little bit before you.
Good thinking.
Yep. So it's a bit of a fight to get it open, but you eventually just pop it open. The initial flow is very rusty blood red. After a time, though, it goes to much less red color. You can fill your horn
Yep.
and take a drink,
Yeah.
and
I'll give a smell
It-
first, see if it
Yeah.
sets any alarms off on him.
it doesn't smell like your standard ale. But then again, this has been aged for thousands of years, so you can take a drink, and it's probably some of the best damn ale you've ever had. It doesn't taste like your standard ale. A lot of the stuff that was put in it has had a chance to kind of really permeate. Yeah, it's probably some of the best damn stuff you've ever had.
Then I tried.
He tries it and just
Yep.
might not
It
have
is-
quite as much memory to compare it to. potentially,
No, but
in
it's
terms
still
of Valiant stuff, but
yeah. In terms of just ale, it is pretty damn good.
all right.
Can you have an ale tasting
bad.
skill? As opposed to wine tasting?
I
Right,
mean,
I've got exactly one water skin.
yeah, there's 10 barrels of it that are good to go if you can find
the
a way to
side?
transport them. Yeah.
We could get really fucking drunk though.
We could get some
Lena
slides.
strong. Lena just picks one up and carries it out on her shoulder.
Killian will pick up another one.
If you need some extra strength, just let me know. I got the spell for it still.
We can leave the rest. It won't harm it. You can always come back someday.
With a sled.
Important question.
Blood.
How much did that bone and kneecap weigh?
A lot. I don't know.
More or less than 60 pounds to take off the meat.
Oh, just the bone?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's much lighter. Well, fudge. I did not anticipate having to calculate bone weight.
I mean, you
Just
I
more or less-
remember Nessa having trouble carrying hers.
Yes. Arguably, Bastion is a bit stronger.
Which is
Stronger
terrifying.
than Nessa.
Yeah.
Where's you?
Specifically for
Sorry.
carry weight, yes.
He's
All
a-
right.
Bastion's a
Carry
pack mule.
weight.
so
He also,
remind
he, also ha- He also has the leverage.
Reminder, he's a frost giant, right?
Mhm.
How tall is he?
He is
Just below 30 feet, right?
no, so he's 15, 30, 40-ish feet, give or take.
He's like
So it's
3 to
probably
4
a,
stories tall.
yeah, so it's probably a 10 to 11 foot bone.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sounds about right.
it'd be about 60 pounds, probably. Actually, it's about
Okay.
the size of a T-Rex leg.
We'll say 100. Maybe stronger bone density or something. I don't know. We'll say even 100.
That's fair. All right. In that case, Bastion will drop. Let's see. We'll drop one of the scimitars. Actually, I probably
Okay.
can drop two of them. So I'll drop two of the scimitars.
Okay.
I now can carry all of it.
This is that moment where
Yeah.
you're in your bag and you're like, crap, I'm overweight. Drop
Now,
everything, pick up the one thing you want.
just in the meantime, just want to inspect the giant sword. I'm just curious.
Oh.
It
I'm probably not
is
gonna take it. I'm
not-
just curious.
It is not a great blade.
No,
Yeah,
just basically it's a hunk of steel.
yeah.
So
Alright.
just going on basic math, of how much taller a this giant is to a human,
Mhm.
and multiplying that by the average weight of a femur, it should be around like 6 pounds.
6?
6?
Oh yeah, bones are super lightweight. That's right.
Really?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
are hollow.
If he has
Um,
extra thick bone density, that would be like you probably double that to 12.
Maybe triple it because cube.
I'm gonna put it at 20 then. I did
I'm gonna take
I
those
did forget.
Triple.
That's
I
fair.
did
So I'm
forget
gonna
that
I'm
bones are
gonna
light.
pick those two scimitars back up.
Like, oh, this is lighter than I thought it'd be.
Yep. And then I'm gonna take just the very tip of his blade and just break it off. I'm just curious. I want to detect magic it later.
Okay, sure.
He's got like his like kind of melty armbands and helmet lying around too.
Yeah, but that's boring.
Okay.
They're in really
Hmm.
cruddy quality.
Yeah.
So yeah, going back around, the two doors to the south does appear to lead to more tombs.
Yeah.
Nothing wakes from them. Their duty fulfilled.
All right, this
Okay.
one.
This one.
Okay.
Ready?
You wanna
Newly
break it
fueled by
open?
fine ale. I'll just give you advantage on
Break.
this one.
Let's just break this thing open. Advantage athletics?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you kick the door. The door kind of splinters and breaks. Your foot meets cold ice behind it. You crack some of the outer pieces of the ice, but it is very much a thick wall of ice behind
And also
it.
your ankle.
Hmm. No, that's fine.
Yeah, that was an impressive athletic score.
Well,
Hey, Bastion, you got a pickaxe?
Let me check my inventory.
And no worry if you don't. It's just curiosity.
like I said, I prefer
Oh.
1 foot of stone.
You okay with just an axe?
Hammer.
I got a hammer.
2 hammers.
It's one really big hammer.
I'll take 1 big hammer.
I'd toss a hero's order.
Oh boy. I'll take Heroes Order in here with Killian.
Yep.
And I'm gonna start aiming at the stone here.
Mhm. So, yeah, you guys can just wail on the stone wall, chipping off bits of stone and rock, breaking it, cracking it. Eventually, you can pull out a few chunks. You actually get through to the other side of the wall, and it's ice. You literally see the imprint of the stones in the ice, as if the ice was even there, kind of gluing it together. This whole room has been frozen over.
It's a big
Huh.
fucking ice cube.
It's a big ice cube. Um,
Oh well.
yeah, you imagine the outer wall got broken at some point, and the ice that encases most of the upper tower has also encased the room.
I got one more thing that can help. And
I mean, at
I'm
this
going-
point,
do you want to get through just the ice?
do you have a way to do that instantly?
Pretty quickly, or at least quicker than you were doing it.
Go ahead.
I grab hero's order. Hold on, let me check that. I
You
can do this.
command the ice to kneel? What's going on?
No, hold on. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a non-magic weapon. I make it a fire weapon.
That's still going to take some time to try and chip away at all the ice.
Honestly, thunder would probably be better, to be fair.
Bastion,
Yes.
I don't exactly plan on doing this for the rest of the day.
That's fine. I just don't like get through the. This thing's got some like really thick calves. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just take me a minute.
I guess on that, better than boredom.
I believe there was a couple rooms you didn't go into on the upper floors.
They were the crypt,
Yes, they were.
presumed the mirror crypt rooms.
Yes. So if you wanted,
Mm.
you could just do a quick sweep of the whole tower.
I'll go
Um,
retrieve that rope that was tied to a door frame
Ah,
and just throw
yes.
it over the balcony for Bastion.
Falls to the ground. You can take a quick peek inside.
A quick.
Words, man. And it is very much mirrored. The mirrored crypt rooms on each side.
Killing will like monkey around the area a bit, just kind of climbing in various spots, seeing what you can find.
Yeah. So after a time, Bastion finally gets through the leg.
Actually,
you hear the. Oh, yep.
I was gonna say just a small thing. Are we considered leveled up right now, or?
No.
Okay.
As you're walking around and examining things, and Bastion's working away, finishing it up, you hear the sound of steps approaching on the cobblestone from from where you entered originally. Coming down the hallway
Normal
is
steps, right?
normal steps, normal humanoid
Normal size.
sounding steps. A familiar looking hag walks into the chamber. It is
Right, we've done this
What
before.
door? To right? To left?
to the bottom, from the
Oh,
bottom,
the bottom. Oh,
The
I,
main
where
room.
you entered
much.
Yeah.
just
I'm
for
beginning to see what
reminder's
happened.
sake.
Uh-huh.
or again.
Real fast.
Yes.
We never got the book back, did we?
Never got the what?
Never got the book back yet, have we?
No, it's still floating on top of the tower doing its thing.
Cool.
Floats
At
in
least that's what it was doing last you
downloading.
checked.
Cool. I'm actually going to take the hero's order back from Lana real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is not a magic weapon. Shit, never mind.
Yeah, it is. Still
No,
won't
no,
work.
no.
I don't think she was supposed to be on the map. She's
Okay.
just was shown to us.
Oh yeah, just showing, just as a reminder.
Yep.
It's been a few sessions, several months.
So,
Um,
real fast, just to make sure I'm getting the person right. This is the person who Loki was imitating, or is this the other person?
so this was the one you went to find.
Right.
Who sent
The-
us with the book to this place.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure it wasn't who Loki was showing themselves as.
I mean,
so,
technically it is, but not in that form.
Evening, Ice Queen.
I think Eric stepped away for a sec.
Ah.
We thought we heard footsteps.
I want you to know how hard
Bastion, in the meantime, is just like finally putting his boot through the top end of the bone. Just
Hmm.
finally, god damn it!
finishing it. For a minute.
It like goes flying backwards with his like feet in the air.
This is why, healer, I am very slow at amputations.
Yeah, so the hag form of supposedly Oral walks in. Well done, adventurers. She stops and takes a glance at the giant king. I can finally take my magic back from this place,
Old friend of yours.
in a sense.
24.
More like a creepy X.
You see her hold out a hand as she begins to drain the frost from him.
Oh god damn it! I just spent like 20 minutes sawing.
um,
Hmm.
and she takes the power back, and
Hold on.
yep.
Has the bone lost its power yet? Because it was separate.
But if you get induced for whatever.
She takes the frost, the ice that was kind of encasing the remnants of that spell that was encasing him and keeping him.
Okay.
He's still
I
a
just
big
want to make
giant.
sure all the power of the leg just didn't get taken out. Very
No,
sad.
no. She waves her staff and drops her guys. In a much smaller version of what you saw previously, is Oral. The
Right.
form that Loki presented to you.
Now, how do we know that it's really you?
Don't.
You still won't. But I haven't killed you yet, so
I mean,
something
technically,
to be said there.
Doesn't mean much.
Do you know
Don't
what
we
we
have-
killed?
It's very obvious.
No, like
Something?
before.
I mean, that's how I was born.
Who?
You were there for it. You would know.
Time out. Hold on. I'm forgetting something.
We
When we came to fight Morgan, what did we
murdered her
kill there?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We
sorry.
murdered her
That was
dragon.
just me.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's you see that's the thing, right? Is I'm sitting here like, does she not know, or is the GM not
Nope.
know?
That's me. That's me
Mm.
being like, what inconsequential thing are they talking about?
We murdered her
Sorry.
dragon.
Yes. No. Yes. She knows that.
And she was fond of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can consider the debt repaid.
Okay, you're at least
Life
the same
for
when we
life.
talk to.
Or, she got tortured for information. Really, we don't have any way to know, so.
Alright.
And you perhaps never will. But a
Can you at
deal
least
is a
try
deal.
to be reassuring?
Yeah.
I still like her better.
A deal is
sorry.
a deal.
Anyway.
With my power restored, the Fae will come to the aid of your people.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there's
And
gonna be
I
so many weird babies next generation.
know that we're
Weirdest
dealing
look
with
over
a.
at
I know who we're dealing with, but can I just insight check that?
Yeah, sure. Let's see what you got. 19. So this is essentially a Fae god that you were trying to insight.
I'm part of Faye.
Yeah, no, that's fair. From your best guess, she does appear to be telling the truth. She was completely at your mercy, and you have now helped her and kind of restored her. So it does seem that she intends to honor her word.
Okay.
So what's your plans on the other side now?
To fully recover. And I believe someone is now sitting on my throne that needs to be removed.
Can you do that?
Look at
Can you do
look at
that
killing
all
him.
on your own? How much power are we talking is returned?
Give it time. He won't know what hit him.
Sounds good.
If you
I
can hit
imagine-
him with, if you can hit him with a weapon made out of mistletoe, it'd be poetic.
To be honest, I doubt he'll be there when
Yeah.
I return.
Well, I'll keep that on me then, in case we run into him after.
Smart plan. She waves her hand, kind of in the circular motion, and a kind of like this icy medallion appears in it, and she offers it up to you, Killian.
No, walk
A
forward.
token.
To be fair, if you're out here.
So the Fae will. Those that are nearby will follow your command to a certain extent.
Recognize us as allied with you.
Exactly. They will know their charge and will follow your instruction in this endeavor. Um, don't expect them to die for you, but they will fight for you.
I would just like to note, last time we got handed something like this, we had to flee the country.
Shrugs, and he affixes it on his belt.
Now, I do believe you have a kingdom to save. And I have a former palace to restore.
All right.
If you want to
Should
save
you-
any of the old weapons that you're just going to toss out, do you want to just leave them in a little pile for me? What a recycling bin?
I mean, I think it's a good
Should you return? We'll
Well,
see.
Let's go find those skis. We've got a way to go.
That's
Oh,
exactly
can I keep the
joke
book for
was-
now?
That was
Hello.
exactly.
No. The book, well, sorry. The book must finish its spell, but when you return, perhaps you can take it once more.
So we will be returning.
We need to. Do you know how much ale is here?
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Okay, hold on. Can I, like, claim a bedroom real fast?
Sorry,
Claim-
what?
But
Just, he gestures at his backpack, which is full of close to 600 pounds of metal. I just want to leave some of it behind.
Put
I
it
know
with
not-
the barrels.
I know not when you will return, so don't leave anything you don't plan to have for some time.
Yeah, scrap stuff, but, just in case.
hey, your arrival didn't happen to spook off some Long and Slither things out front, did it?
My children will leave you alone.
Your.
Your.
Oh, sorry about that.
I'm very grateful that you did not kill them.
So,
You might as well start a crew.
You and
can you ask them not to try to kill us again?
I just said that.
I just want to make sure, because, like, last time we had this whole thing going and it was super fun, and they just really fucked with it, like, really hard.
who's the other parent?
Just looks at Killian.
I thought you told me
And
that was a
just
good
said-
question.
Guess.
I want to ask her.
She mentioned this before.
She
Well,
said.
she skirted around it.
Yep. All right. Gotcha.
Look, Killian, if there's anything you've ever tried to teach me, not necessarily you did it, but you tried. Let's not pry into X's here.
We were
Just
just
try
got
and be an immortal being alive for all time.
we just got done explaining that we didn't know if it was her or the other one. And now she comes in walking after saying it was the other one's kids that it's her kids.
To be fair, it takes two.
That's why I'm asking.
Right.
Taking my booze and going.
We all.
Kick my-
Everybody okay to leave anything behind? Have what you're after? Have what you need?
Bastion's gonna just, like,
Yeah.
store in a corner. I'll keep it as a separate note of stuff he's leaving behind for later.
Like,
I mean, all you have to do is make it to the shore to put it on a boat, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
Let's just
True.
on the boat, stay on the boat?
As long as
no,
we don't
but
collapse
you,
the boat.
yeah, you don't have to collapse the
It's
boat.
still a boat.
True.
Yeah, we can make a couple trips. We've got the rest of the day. This is still morning, isn't it?
It's, yeah, I
We
don't
haven't
even think
been
it's
up
new.
that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many hours did it take us to ski across?
It was like 2, right? 2 hours?
It was fairly quick. I don't
It
remember
was
the
with
exact
the Lena
number.
It was the Lena Express.
It was most definitely less than half a day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we could probably make 2 trips, all told, with one person remaining behind with the boat. Perhaps Nemia?
Oh no, what have I done? Yes, you can make a couple trips if you need to.
Just have a question.
Yes.
Where-
Let's do this.
Where are we making
Why
trips
do
to?
we go into debt?
To the shore, set up the boat, load stuff onto the boat, come back here, grab more
Gotcha, okay.
stuff, go back to the boat, load it
Uh-huh.
onto the boat, sail
Oh,
off
right.
with the boat.
Twice in a second. Okay, gotcha. In that case, if we're not in a huge rush, We could just encumber me and Landon, because that's an extra almost 1,000 pounds.
No, the government.
I mean, if you want to trail behind, okay. We'll still leave Nemia with the boat, and Lena and Killian will come back and take a second trip.
Alright.
Don't think so. That's just
Bastion's just gonna make one long journey, like, plodding through the snow.
So
Dunk.
that's gonna be another however many pounds of gold and
Yeah, so-
super fermented Valiant ale.
So, hold on.
How many
Encumbered
barrels did we
is
get?
double weight. Oh yeah, speed is just reduced by 10 feet for encumbered, so that's an extra 80 pounds. I have
Yeah.
40 pounds spare. I can take extra 120 pounds of gold and stuff. Just to reduce speed by 10 feet.
What's my encumbered thing? Because the number cuts off, so I can't read it.
Carrying
Huge,
capacity.
massive.
So
Um,
it's going to be.
Is it carrying capacity times something? No, that doesn't make sense.
It's at so it's at the bottom of your
Yeah,
I know
cut
it's
off.
at the bottom, but it's cut off. I see the first two numbers and then half of a zero.
What's your
It's
first number?
either.
Here's the thing. My first two numbers of carrying capacity is 45. My first two encumbered is 15.
So I'm going to tell you because I can tell you what yours is. Your carrying capacity is 4,500, and your encumbered is I've already forgot the number you told me afterwards, but Bastion's at
15.
+3 strength is 480. So yeah, you're at like 4,500.
What?
It's the gauntlets. It's the
I know.
gauntlets. My strength score is
I know,
plus 10. It's 30.
insane.
Oh wait, what's your athletics? It might be based off that.
Plus 13.
Plus 13. Yeah, you're at 4,500. Yeah.
You reap what you sow, GM.
I know.
So,
I
yeah.
You can carry. You can literally carry 2 rhinoceros on your shoulders without being encumbered.
Yes, the gauntlets of Thor. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I
Really,
kinda
the only thing that's gonna slow her down is like the inconvenience of having to hold a thing.
Yes.
But she can also fly 40 feet and has
Well,
a
no.
little bit on that.
She
so
can
she-
juggle. She
Well-
can juggle bowling balls midair.
Here's the thing, fuck
So,
that.
well, you
we literally
guys-
just load up Bastion and Killian and Nemea as much as they can physically carry, and she just drags us all. We go at full speed.
I mean, it's
That's how
the
semi-trucks
Banana
work.
Express again. Yeah. So she'll drag them on skis over to the shoreline, set up the boat, have
So
them
yeah,
like
Bastion
drop
picks up
everything up.
everything. I've got 200 extra pounds of stuff that I can carry at that point. I pick up everything.
Again, you're not. You get the sword and the battle axe from that one room.
No, I'm ignoring that. That's all. That's secondary to the double price gold.
gold room.
Yep.
The gold room.
So,
And
yeah,
also barrels of ale. How many of
Yes.
those barrels do we get?
All of them.
yeah, you get 10. There's only 10 that are
Yes.
left intact. So,
Can you give us a party inventory sheet, like a boat
do
inventory?
you not have a party loot? You do have a party loot.
Okay, I'll make a separate one under
I'm
boat.
gonna open party loot. I'm gonna actually put boat down in there.
Okay, let's do it then.
Actually, let's not do boat because it's got to come off the boat when we get somewhere. So no boat.
Yeah.
For some reason, Killian's stuff is on party loot. I don't know what's going on with that.
I think
Because
that
it's
was. I think that was meant to be a thing for like any extra stuff that's in the It's in the holding bag of holding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I would recommend putting it under boat just so it doesn't become you're suddenly carrying all this shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 10 barrels of super aged Valiant ale. How much gold?
But it's
I can carry 200 extra pounds.
So you probably can take a total of 4 times that original amount I told you. I don't
I
remember
don't
what it was.
remember the original amount.
oh,
Bastion
God.
alone has 100 pounds already.
What
Not counting
do
the
you
400.
understand about-
But there's also the bag of holding.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I think it was it 20?
Listen, I don't
Mm,
I don't understand.
come on, chat. Show me the number I
Don't
said.
know.
Idiots that I just saw. There's a one-page thing
I
on
didn't note it down in my notebook. Just
I can
what
briefly answer it. Did you know how much like roughly weight we had left in the bag?
company.
'Cause if-
No.
I think you took 400 pounds.
I want to say
Yep.
yes.
at a max.
Because Bastion has 100 for that, so yeah.
Right, like there's that, right?
That sounds right. We can double check recording.
Yeah. So you can take. Shit, what did I say? Did I say 3 or 4 times?
You
This?
said 4 times.
4 times. That's right. Okay. So you can take a total of. There's about 1,600 pounds of gold that you can take.
Old Valian gold coins for the sake of selling and exchanging and so on.
Yep, I'm marking that off killing Bastion sheet right now.
Borrow their stuff.
All right. Save changes. Huh.
He's already.
Satisfying.
Killian's already like aiming to be king, but he's gonna walk into the fucking castle like a goddamn king.
So
Yep.
I just did the math. So
Mhm.
1,600 pounds, you said, right?
1,600.
If it's 1,600 pounds, 16,000 coins. 16,000 coins, equivalent to what we normally call gold, is the equivalent of 160,000 platinum pieces.
But you're gonna have to buy them back.
Because it's
Oh,
10,
relations. Yep.
so it's what we would, so it's roughly normal D&D 1.6 million gold.
Damn. That's
And
all.
that's before the 1.5.
How are you getting? No, how are you getting that? Because that
Because
doesn't seem.
these are gold coins. Each gold coin weighs 0.1 of a pound. So it's 1,600 pounds. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
600 pounds?
1.5 worth is 2,400 gold pieces
I
in
haven't done-
this D&D.
Sorry, I haven't done the worth of that yet. But because 1 gold is the equivalent of 1 platinum in this setting, because it's 10 times the silver. Sorry, not 10 times the silver.
Um.
Because it's so a platinum in normal D&D is 100 times the silver. The silver is the gold here. So it's 10 times more than a platinum would be per gold piece.
This seems like a nightmare. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. We can
Yeah.
actually. We can actually evaluate it later. But it's a shit ton of money. Yes.
Hmm. It's a ship ton of money.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make off like bandits. Let's go.
Alrighty. Yep. So after by the end of the day, you can load up your foldable boat
Mhm.
and set out to sea, heading back to the map to Winter's Door. For the record, you are about, give or take, somewhere in there, somewhere in that range.
Hmm.
So you can actually sail upriver if you want, and just head straight there. Probably make the most sense.
I think that makes a lot of sense. We'd have to
Yeah.
get a cart otherwise. 10 carts.
Yeah, river seems the way.
Let's take the river.
So 200 miles. And then I
Probably
wrote
be
this
going
down.
slower in the river, but
Oh, definitely. So for the sake of this, I'll say it's a couple days travel because you guys are this boat is very heavily weighed down. So a couple days of travel. It's much slower going upriver, but you can find a favorable wind. You do sail through a couple smaller towns along the river, who see you coming in absolutely as conquering heroes. You make it by the end of the. Oh, you're starting at night. So if someone's gonna sail this through the night, you would arrive basically first thing in the morning, a couple days later.
I imagine someone could take a sleep early.
Oh yeah.
Maybe do 2 and 2.
Yeah, you can go in shifts. It works. You're not doing anything strenuous.
Ship shifts.
Shifts. Why don't I have? Oh, there it is. Why wasn't it playing? Is it playing now?
Oh. No, we have had no music this whole time.
I could have sworn I hit play like forever ago, but whatever. Okay, moving on. You, as you approach the capital of the Old Kingdom, you do begin to see signs of battle. Recent battle, nothing current, no active fighting, but there's definitely the signs of dead being gathered, and battlefields, weapons strewn across different places. The battle did reach almost to the capital. As you approach, you can beach the boat right outside the capital. You are welcomed by a handful of Valiant soldiers, very beaten down. They've seen combat recently. As you approach the gate of Winter's Door with these soldiers, there was a siege. It didn't last too long, as most of the wall is intact. But there are definitely signs of damage on the outer wall. One of the gates looks like it was nearly broken through. You get right up to the gate when a familiar face to you, Killian, approaches you. And it is... Oh, come on. I have way too many folders. Is what looks like a little more trimmed up, but older version of Killian. It is Arn, his father.
Oh
the
shit.
Valiant King. This first thing he does is embraces you, Killian. Happy to see you well.
Same for you, old man. On the back.
You see him kind of like recoil from that a bit as you notice he has also been in battle. He shakes it off. You've missed all the fighting. It's very unlike you.
Kind of like turns up his face like, would have preferred not to, but we've been doing a bit of stuff on our own.
He sees the medallion at your belt.
When he sees him glance, he grins.
The strangest thing happened. The creatures of the forest seemed to come to our aid. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Maybe over a bit of ale, I would. Speaking of which.
I was gonna say.
You're just casually carrying this giant cask of ale.
I imagine Lena has like 3.
Lena has one too. Yeah, Lena's got one under each arm.
That's just like, currently like packing his bags, and it's just like one like palmed in his hand.
This is quite the group you've fallen in line with.
Bash just kind of looks up like, "Hey, wolf shit, who's this?"
Okay. Or just kind of blinks at you.
I'm sorry if you're someone supposed to recognize. Like, Killian is trying me not to bow or anything ahead of time, so.
he just chuckles.
Really?
Don't worry about that one. He's got cotton between his ears.
Technically, it's a steel wool.
Really, noble
No,
boy?
not
You don't know
too
this one?
Not by face. No, you think I walk through there very often?
That is fair. Arn has not traveled of late, so
Yeah, I've visited the outskirts of this country. I've visited the outskirts of a lot of countries. I know
Bastion,
what- Yeah.
Bastion, I've never seen this man before in my life, except in the face of his son.
See, I would have said that about the uncle too. Oh, son. Oh shit. Hi.
As it finally dawns on you.
Yep. Bastion pulls out a mug, pours a bit of ale into it.
Let's get inside.
All right.
He'll have some of the soldiers carry anything else that you would want brought in. I'm assuming
Gotcha.
it's all the ale.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine that's going to be very welcome to
Yeah.
a bunch of very downtrodden soldiers.
Mhm.
Bastion defaults into supervisor mode. Like, all right, let's go, guys.
Yep. Yep. So you can. So Winter's Door, Killian, you're familiar with it, but for the rest of the group, the outer wall is very much like Friggsdagr, where you were before. It's kind of that I forget the term for it, but it's the circular fort, right? Very valiant in nature, but you see inside the not so typical wooden structures that you would find there. You see actually stuff made of stone. Over the years, it has very much been unionized as outward influence has come in, and anything been destroyed has been remade stronger. A lot of stone has been brought to the area. The most notable thing of the city is, where you would normally find like a Jarl's Longhouse as the central focus of the town. There is actually Winter's Door is kind of built over a river. On one side of the river, there's this massive stone fortress, basically, with this giant tower that extends far into the sky. On the other side of this river is a matching one, and there's this stone bridge that extends and connects the two towers far above. There's a lot of outside influence, a lot of stonework versus the normal woodwork. A lot of people. You would find perhaps more wealth here than in some of the other smaller towns. There are some direct trading paths from here to the Union. You make your way to, Arn leads you to the stone fortress, into a giant mess hall where there are all sorts of soldiers and men and women, people that have gathered, sharing a meal. As the caskets of ale begin to be brought in, there's a cheer. They're quickly broken into, if the party allows it, of course.
Yep. We'll save a few on the ship for our own, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. 2, maybe
So-
3.
So we'll crack 7 barrels and just.
Party time. First thing in the morning.
I
Billy
mean,
White.
after the
True,
night
Billy
they've had.
Yep, this is spot on. This is perfect.
Bastion takes like 2 really big mugs.
Yeah, so Arn has a table kind of at the forefront of the mess hall. He welcomes you all to his table, and after the ale has been poured, he asks you to recount your stories, your adventures. I have not seen you, boy, in a long time.
nuts. Can't say it was all on purpose, at least not recently, but it's good to see you too.
Glad you stepped in when you did. Obviously no Northerners can take the capital, but it's quite the show of force that they had.
Yep. I kinda really pissed him off. they're just using the opportunity. Though I think I am banned from up there.
So I've heard.
How close are the rest of us to this conversation, by the way?
He invited the party
Yeah, probably
up to
nearby.
his table. Yeah, so very nearby.
Okay, Sebastian's just gonna listen in, try to keep an eye on that, and maybe every once in a while just do an insight check on either of the two wolf people, seeing which one of them is gonna challenge the other first.
um, Arn will, after some exchange of, of what's happened, Arn will say, "It is most curious that you've decided to return this day, though. I'm having a reunion of sorts.
With?
The houses, the clans."
Oh shit.
And on that beat, the door barges open, led by Braun. You can see the resemblance to Killian, actually. He's very similar to Killian, except instead of wolf pelt, giant snow bear pelt wrapped around him. He charges in. The first thing he goes, he heads straight for the ale to grab a mug. A handful of soldiers following him, follow suit. Everyone grabs a mug. Before Braun approaches, he does kind of this half-hearted bow to Arn and to Killian, and says, "So I've missed all the fighting then."
No worries,
Shame.
aren't you supposed to be sleeping in a cave this time of year?
Oh.
He says with a grin.
Mhm. Last I checked, I could still beat you in a wrestling match.
I guess we'll have to check again sometimes, cousin.
That's just like Telena's like, cousin. Did you know that one too? Or
Arn will
Family resemblance.
gladly chime in for those not as versed in Valiant nobility. It's Braun Nygaard, House of the Bear, heir to the House of the Bear.
Say it 5 times fast.
He sits down, shares a drink with you all. There's some boisterous war stories. He's come from the east, where he caught the tail end of some fighting, but for the most part, the Fey creatures have driven off the Union soldiers. Partway into this fight, not completely inaccurate. Partway into this conversation,
Any valiant conversation is a fight with words.
basically, another person enters. This one enters a little more formally, though she does not bear any resemblance to basically most of the people here. This female figure walks in, not dressed in the normal furs and leathers that you would find of those of the Valiant people, and her skin is much more tanned than you would expect. This is, Quinn, House of the Griffin. For those of you in the know of royalty, so Bastion and Killian.
Yeah.
But for the rest of them, House of the Griffin was all but destroyed when Volt took over part of the Valiant Ice Wastes. The royal family managed to sneak into hiding deep in Volt territory and has recently resurfaced.
Going leans over to his dad and just like, when you said all of them, you weren't kidding, huh?
All the main heirs have coming together to discuss some matters of grave importance. I do believe a certain someone won't be joining us though, so you can rest a little easier, Killian.
What's got her kept?
A little matter of my brother in the capital.
Trying to drag that old bastard out of there? Or
More so an attempt at a peaceful exchange. The Union no longer recognizes Ulf as a meaningful member of the council.
unsurprising? Still annoying.
So, given the circumstance, I think Vera is an acceptable replacement for the moment. She's more politically minded than the rest of you. As he looks out to Quinn and Braun, who are like basically about to wrestle and throw down. So it only makes sense for Vera to take that role, at least for the time being. And then, with any luck, your uncle should be on his way home, if he decides to join us.
How's was it House of the Boar?
Ah, yes, the betrayers.
Yeah, he's looking. How are the pigs doing?
Not so well, but that's to be expected. They are, how to put this, restructuring at the moment.
Good. I tried to knock their structure out from under them.
When they've got their litters sorted out, I'm sure they will present their head to Swarfealty when they're ready.
Tell any new ones, no hard feelings.
From what I hear, you left quite the impression. I think they understand. You see him take a long gulp and kind of basically drain what's left of his cup. Well, I believe this is all who will be joining us for the time being. If you'll excuse us, as Arn says to the rest of the party, my son and I have some matters of state to attend to.
Is it going to involve weapons?
No, well, I can't guarantee that. It shouldn't.
Gillian gets up. Enjoy yourself. Get some
Alright,
actual
Kevin.
good food in you. We've been eating hardtack for days.
Arn gives a nod to each of you. You're welcome to everything here. Quinn,
Oh, don't
Braun,
tell me.
and he calls the other two heads of the houses to follow. So the rest of the party can enjoy the good supply of ale. Once the ancient Valiant ale is dried up, it is quickly replaced with some more
Mediocre.
recently made ale. Not quite as good, but it's passable after several drinks of the good stuff.
Can I decimate people at arm wrestling?
Oh, easily. No one stands a chance.
Can Bastion try to arm wrestle Lena at one point?
Sure.
I mean, technically, you do stand a chance if I like roll a 1 and you roll a 20 or something like that. I mean, there is a range of overlap where you could get higher.
It's
The
actually
There
common folk,
genuinely
though,
is.
but no. The common folk definitely not.
All right.
Hold on,
So-
we'll see if Bastion can win.
Yeah, can put athletics from both of you.
Will Lena consent to him using a guidance?
That's up to Lena.
You can certainly try.
He can still beat it.
A
Yeah.
30 is
Ah, just barely went away.
Come on,
Oh,
roll it. How close did you
you
get?
came close. You came close.
you can't beat it, but
All right,
Nope.
it's okay. It's okay. 26. It's a
He-
much better showing than
Oh,
her
yeah.
flipping all these common soldiery over tables.
How's the table doing?
I will say, Bastion might be at the same time, because it doesn't require concentration, casting Mending underneath the table at the same time.
Like, oh shit. Fix that real quick. Okay. Meanwhile, Arn leads you, Killian, and Quinn and Braun into further into the fortress to what is essentially the war room, the planning room. In the room, there is someone waiting for you. And it leaves a very bad taste in your mouth. Come on. So you enter the room, and you see what is... Oh, that's not even his full picture. Gosh darn it. A black dragonborn. He seems to be armored enough, not too heavy armored, some solid medium armor, but it is these weird kind of dragon plates, dragon themed like plates of metal. Sorry. He kind of stands to attention as you all enter the room. I was beginning to think you had forgotten about me. Arn says, no, just waiting for the rest of their guests to arrive.
Killian glances over at his dad and is like, I guess your lucky elf's a bit delayed, huh?
Aren't we all a bit lucky for that?
Does Killian recognize the Dragonborn?
No, you do not. This isn't any of the lords of Volt.
Okay.
Quinn and Braun will gather around this kind of war room table. Arn will begin to get everyone here up to speed. This is Lord Adder. He has come to us with a very interesting proposition. He too seeks to, yes, he seeks to reclaim his kingdom.
Killian gives a glance and goes, you're gonna have to be more specific with that.
Recently, I don't know if you've heard the news, but there have been talks of attacks on the Volt's people, of a foreign sovereign trying to unseat the lords.
Not heard about that.
He wants the old kingdom. I'm sorry to speak for you, Adder. But Adder waves a hand. Go on. He wants the old kingdom to recognize his rule over Volt. A sort of alliance, if you will. And in exchange, at this point, Adder chimes in, I will return to you all land that was formerly of your people. We've already conquered it. We've driven out most of the Volt, the false lords, soldiers and men. So, say the word and it is yours.
Killian raises an eyebrow. And that's worth it to you?
It is one thing to lay claim to a kingdom. It is another to have, I guess, what you would call the support of the old kingdom. to your claim. You are perhaps the first kingdom, and people have to respect that. And I need that support. I am of rightful blood, but they do not. The Pale Lords won't give in to me. They won't surrender.
Paylords are the kind of like
Sorry,
bureaucratic
the
stuff.
not the Pale Lords, the Lords of Volt.
Lords of Volt.
Yeah, there's like 5 of them that rule.
And it's a bit of a bureaucratic thing going on, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yep. You know, I'm like, Oh. And looks to the others, and I'm guessing you have a direction you want to go with this here, Father.
Given our recent souring in the Union, I don't know how much weight our support holds. But an alliance with Volt, however distasteful that might be to some of the present company, might be in our people's best interest. And that is why you, the heirs of the houses, are here. Quinn will chime in first. And, she seems wary but happy. To reclaim my homeland would be great. I always imagined I would go in bashing heads with an axe, but my homeland returned to me just the same which would be a good thing. It would be good for the old kingdom to be fully formed again. You see Braun surprisingly quiet at this. He seems to be thinking. Arn turns to you, Killian. What do you say?
I say. He walks over and kind of like walks up to Adder.
Adder is perhaps just slightly shorter than you.
Mhm.
His horns probably are about as tall as you.
Mhm.
He has some very nice curly horns.
Yep. You're not just asking for our support here. You're asking for us to trust you there.
I have no claim to the old kingdom, if that's what you worry about. I do not ask your people to fight for me. Only that on the world stage, the old kingdom will recognize my rule of Volt. That is all. I still have many battles to fight, a whole war to wage to reclaim my birthright. When all is said is done, much Volt's blood will have been spilt, unfortunately.
It's still a heavy price in this land.
Mm.
I don't have as much, let's say, inherent problem with that whole situation as some others in this country do. But their problems with that are going to be our problems.
Of course.
And if there's going to be any sort of smoothing of things over, I want to make sure the guy who's at least gunning to be on top is actually worth his salt.
What are you proposing?
Mm-hmm. He kind of glances. Want to fight? I get the feeling, from what you say, you're a bit, tired of some of the bureaucratic shit going on.
Mm.
Getting locked
In
up
as
by
many
your
words.
lords.
In as many words. I think you'll find my way of fighting is much different than your standard Valian fare.
Nods. I'm looking to overcome stuff like that. So it'll be good practice. That said, I'm sure that's a nice appeal in words. Why not stake your claim as king?
I'm not opposed.
Let's say he glances over his dad. I know the feeling. But words only go so far. I want to feel your want to cut through all that shit when you come swinging at me. You don't gotta win, you don't gotta lose.
Arn will chime in. The bridge at sunset it is.
Sounds good to me.
And Adder will nod. And the fight has been set. And
Killing,
that is
like,
what we're going to have to call
I
it.
was gonna say, Killian just holds out a fist to Adder
A fist?
for a bump.
Oh, Adder will cautiously return the gesture.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, that's what we have to call it, guys.
Perfect.
Dessert's ready.
Sorry, I am being pestered at the moment with baby feet.
With vagina.
No, with baby feet. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Any questions, comments, concern? Leave it in the chat, and I will see you Thursday.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Awesome.
Alrighty,
Till then.
guys.
I was
Until then.
Tell me.